Hi, Rob from Rob's Been Running. I hope you're doing well, staying safe, training hard. So welcome to our ARC build-up series. So it's a short series of videos in our build-up for the ARC of Attrition, which takes place in just under 3 weeks. So we're going to start by doing today's run. So this is the last long run before we start to taper, and as you can see, it's pretty dark out still. So I'm going to get the head torch on, start my run, and I'll catch up with you just as it gets a bit lighter. It's a bit difficult to film in the dark, but I'll see you in a bit. Alright, that's better. So yeah, got a bit of light now, which is good. It's a pretty crisp morning today. You can see that. It's frosty. I think we're 2 degrees. So yeah, quite a cold one for the last long run of this training block. So we're doing 20 miles today, and I'd say training's gone quite well, touch wood. Hope it stays that way. You know, a few niggles here and there with the legs, but nothing major. Yeah, we've had a pretty good training block. So what happens now then? So between now and the ARC race, ARC 50 is the one I'm doing, we will be starting the tapering, which obviously starts tomorrow. So tomorrow's a rest day, Monday, and then we continue training, but it's a reduction in mileage, because what we need to do is get the legs fresh. How much reduction do you do for a taper? Well, that just depends on, I guess, the mileage that you've been doing throughout your training block, and also in general just how your body feels. You know, you see the elites and they don't really taper at all, but obviously for the rest of us, then we do need to, because we need to make sure that our legs are nice and fresh when we get to the start line. But how much just depends on, how much taper just depends on your body, I think. So, you know, I'm doing the 50. If I was doing the 100, I probably would have started my taper already, because you put that much more mileage in during your training block than you do when you're doing a 50. Your training's similar, but you're doing a lot more longer miles during the week than what you would do rather than just the weekend. You know, I've been doing 10-12 miles midweek and 20 at the weekends roughly, you know, averaging those kind of distances for my long runs, and then building out the rest of the week with you know, general runs, 10Ks, 5 milers, 8 milers, things like that. But yeah, so like I say, we've had a good training block. So we're now looking to get this one done today, then we start the taper. So what does next week's taper look like? It will start off with a recovery run on Tuesday, and then followed by a physio session. So that we're going to see John Winters. Again, excellent physio. We're going to see him just to go over the legs, make sure get them nice and loose, and make sure that they're in good shape. And then we'll just be doing some steady runs across the week. I've got to travel for work on Thursday, Friday, so I'll be doing a run on Friday, but not on Thursday. And then back into a couple of runs at the weekend, but they'll the weekends on the runs on the weekend will be something like 5 miles on the Saturday, maybe 6, and then Sunday's run next weekend is 15 miles. So just dropping it down by 5 miles from what we're doing today. So that should be good. Right, well, I'll tell you a bit more in a bit. Let's get running. I'll see you soon. Okay, so I've already briefly mentioned what happens next week, first week of taper. So reduction in miles, and taking the Sunday run down to 15 miles next weekend, seeing a physio, so getting the body, start to do the maintenance on the body, and not to mention carrying on with the strength and conditioning work for certainly next week and the following week. So after next week we'll go into the second week of taper, which again will be another gradual reduction in miles, and yeah, we'll just slowly take the effort level down as well, because let's say we want to prepare the legs, get them so that they're feeling fresh for the race. So yeah, that's what the following week will bring. Very similar to next week, but just slightly less of everything. Just yeah, getting the body ready. And then so we'll bring you a video next week as a kind of update to that and what's been going on. And then we'll also start to think about kit. So what kit we need. Obviously there's quite a substantial mandatory kit list for the Arc of Attrition, so we'll be going through that. So there'll be a video about the kit as well, so for anybody else that's taking that on, you can see how you know, taking on one of the Arc races, you can see what I'll be taking, what I'm preparing to go around the course with. It's certainly a tough ultra. There's only, if you're doing the 100, there's only 4 aid stations. If you're doing the 50, there's only 1. So and then some archangels dotted around the course. So you've got to prepare for that. Think about how much nutrition you're going to need. There's a minimum requirement to carry the ability to carry 1.5 litres of fluid. So you need to think about how you're going to carry that, thinking that your race vest, like here, that I've got on, can only hold 1 litre in the 2 front pockets. Where are you going to store the other soft flask, or are you going to have a bladder? All of those types of things. Hopefully you'd have worked that out in your training already, but you know, it's something to think about as well. How are you going to carry that? So we'll go through all of that when we do the kit video. So right, I'm going to crack on running and I'll see you in a bit. Right, so we just got just over 7 miles to go, so we're doing all right today, and weather's been beautiful. Sun's out, makes a nice change, doesn't it? Although it's been very wet and muddy out here today, and I just went through an area where it flooded due to all that heavy rain. The river had flooded, and my god, the water was cold. My feet was like blocks of ice. They've warmed up now, thankfully. So the last thing that I wanted to mention for the taper weeks leading up to the race, very important as well, was sleep and keeping healthy. So by keeping healthy, I don't mean just not getting ill, I mean eating right, drinking right. It's because hydration starts now. It's about keeping yourself fully hydrated and getting good food inside you. It's going to give you energy, and importantly, lots of sleep. And I'm not very good at sleep, so I, during the week I tend to get about 6 hours a night and morning, and yeah, I could definitely do with a lot more than that. So the goal will be to see if I can get that closer to 7 or 8 hours a night for the next couple of weeks, because race week isn't the time to be trying to catch up on sleep, particularly as it can be a bit nerve-wracking for races, and especially the night before, your sleep's not going to be good, not unless you're incredibly lucky. So yeah, getting that sleep, good quality rest in between now and race is going to be important, and eating healthily as well, and obviously keeping yourself ill. I mean, I don't want to wrap myself up in cotton wool, but at the same time, don't take any unnecessary risks. Certainly not with training the next 2 weeks. And yeah, just keep yourself in good health as much as possible. So obviously some things you can't protect us against, but all you can do is do your best. So yeah, that was it really. But I'm going to get the rest of this run done, and we'll catch up at the end. See you in a bit. Okay, so we are done with the run. So that's the last run before, the last big run before the arc finished. So as I say, on to tapering now. I hope you enjoyed that, and that was insightful. Obviously there's a few more videos coming as part of this series, so keep an eye out for them. And yeah, all in the build up to the Arc of Attrition, Arc 50. Not long left to go now, 20 odd days and we're there. So we'll see you on the channel very soon with the next video in the series. Take care, train hard, race hard, have fun. Till next time, see you soon.